Hi, this is K.N.Fitzwater, also known as Artemis Spark on Twitch, and you're watching my channel. We are continuing on with our Dear Cove. Oh gosh. And excuse the blinding light streaming through here. Always happens in the afternoons. I have this immense light taking over. And we have grown up to age 13, and we are done with middle school and we're heading into high school. So let's see what happens with us. To be more specific, you were. Ooh, that's right. This is our first day of summer after school. Uh, Snuggled up in bed, celebrating your time off by sleeping in. I have done this many, many times. It was hot, but you still had the blanket up over your head to block out the sun. You didn't want it intruding on your lazy morning. Unfortunately, you hadn't prepared for an intrusion. From beneath the blanket, you heard the door creak open. Wow. I also want to comment on how much this room had changed. I like where the desk is a little bit more grown up now and still so much better than what I had experienced when I was a kid. And I love the idea of having a bed underneath a window like this, where you have a little tiny nook to fill in with that window. This is like ideal for me, and I wish I had something like this. Elizabeth! Oh, she looks wonderful. I love what she looks like now. You're still asleep? Wow. Get up. Morning. Morning. Now get up. I will come over there. So much for a lazy morning. Mom told me to tell you that Cove's at the door. Mr. Holden made him bring some happy summer gift over. Mom wants you to take it from him. Say thanks or whatever.
Come on.
So come on already. Oh, she's really, really pushy. I didn't mind how she acted when we were younger, but now it's like, whoa, what's up with the attitude? Okay, fine, would be my answer. Elizabeth said nothing else and left, having done what was instructed of her. You rode out of bed, stretching your arms up and yawning. Time to get ready. You sat yourself in front of the mirror in the far corner of your room. Uh-oh. This is one of the faux pas about self-introductions, is the waking up scene and looking in the mirror scene. Glad they're doing this here and not at the beginning of the story. But okay. Ooh, time to remember what I was. Your reflection hardly even fits in the frame. You're really tall. I never had that experience. Your reflection went over the whole length of the mirror. You're pretty tall. Oh, we're talking about height now? Your reflection fit comfortably in the frame. Your average height. There is a lot of open real estate in the frame. You're pretty short. You had trouble getting your reflection to appear. I was average. I was pretty average. I had some height above me in the frame. So I was average. I've been average my whole life. Hove was really tall. Derek was kind of short, and you're pretty much the exact height that someone would expect for a 13-year-old. Just right. You like your height. You weren't sure how to feel about it. Kind of self-conscious over it. I didn't care. So I guess I'd go with this. It never bothered me. Things kept changing with the height you actually had and what the impression of that height was based on your age. It was confusing. When you put the finishing touches on your outfit while ruminating on the situation, careless as they had been, Elizabeth's words piqued your curiosity. You were a little bothered by the intrusion. Your plans for this special day were quickly being bogged down. At least there's some kind of precedent involved. You left your room, resting a hand on the railing as you went down the stairs. Step 2, second chance. Alright, this is the only chance you're gonna get. Do it right. Remember, everyone's counting on you. No pressure. I don't know where that came from. Alright, we spotted Mom first, reclining on the couch. She had a magazine in her hands, but she was perusing through. Morning, Mom. She looked up at your greeting, a smile instantly appearing on her face.
Thanks.
Oh, I love this look of hers. Oh, she looks so cute. A little bit more peppy. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Okay. Good morning, Cypher. Thank you for coming down. Ma's at the door with Cove. He can't stay over today, unfortunately. Why don't you go and thank him before he leaves? You nodded and made your way to the front of the house. Just as she said, Ma was there making conversation. She must have heard you because she looked over her shoulder.
Oh.
Oh no! There we go. And I like the purple hair. It's a bit burgundy mixed in. I really like it. I like all the art design and the characters have the look. I love it. I love it right now. Look who finally made it. Morning, sleepyhead. Ma reached forward and you knew she was about to pat you on the head. She was taller than average, so you're a little in her eyes despite being a typical size of your own age. Well, I don't mind being patted by my parents. You let her do it. You stood by patiently and indulged your ma's wishes. She gave you 2 little small pats on the crown of your head. You're the last one down today, you know that? Life isn't a race. That's a cool philosophy. I never thought of that before. Morning. I was gonna stay in longer, so you're welcome. Oh, the attitude of the teens. Sorry about the wait. I was still fairly apologetic around that time. What did we get? Now, I'll just say sorry about the wait. Because I don't want to disappoint people, even though I really, really need the self care. Oh, there's no need for that. What matters is that you're here now. With a small laugh, Ma stepped aside. Puff was just as you remembered, exactly how you came to know him to be. Wow! He has no glasses. He's actually cute. And he gave me an edible food basket. You know, I wonder if it's really Mr. Holden's idea or his. He leaned uncomfortably to the side in your doorway as his bushy hair covered part of his face. His features were pinched in embarrassment and he shifted from one foot to another. He was holding what must be the much talked about gift. At first glance, you figured it must be a bouquet of flowers, then you gave it a real look. No, instead it was carefully cut fruit. It's even better. I really love edible arrangements. I know it's so temporary, but you get to really enjoy it by visuals and by taste and touch. I like the whole shebang of edibles. And chocolate. You can sneak in chocolate and flowers and combine them together. It's really nice. It made a lot of sense that it actually came from Cove's dad. You had to suppress a laugh at this showing. You could imagine many folks buying that sort of thing for their own personal enjoyment. That kind of arrangement was built for the presentation, likely to impress whoever was inevitably going to receive it. It seemed no matter how long he lived here, Mr. Holden would keep going out of his way to be neighborly, and Cove will always be roped in into participation. participating. Cove audibly sighed. There was no way to tell if he was just relieved that he could leave soon or if he wasn't happy to see you. Either was equally possible. The two of you had never clicked like your parents wanted, not even close. Hey. Hi. Nice to see you again. Yeah. And that was all he said. Well, you suppose it could be considered comforting that some things don't ever change. Ambivalence. The comfort. It was already shaping up to be another long summer with Cove's undesired presence filling the days. Ah, yes. We so want the ambivalence of it all. His awkwardness over the task started to creep back in, so Cove nudged the gift closer to you. He was ready to be relieved of it, and with that the gift was accepted. Oh my goodness! Wow! Then again, they did say he was pretty tall. He gave you a slight smile to brighten the mood, maybe. I hope your family likes this. Oh, whoops. I hope your family likes this. Dad wanted to get you all something nice as a way to celebrate the start of summer. He figured this would do the trick. Thank you. To you, Mr. Holden. I'll tell him you said that. Mr. Holden's behavior really was different from any neighbor you ever had. Though after 5 years, you were used to his antics, and you since made up your mind on what your opinion was. He was nice. He was sort of funny. He was pretty weird. See, I feel bad that the game makes it like he's absolutely a weird person going out of his way like this. I kind of miss the whole neighborly contact. And he was nice, he was great. He was great and kind of handsome to boot. Hold on. Are we talking about Cove? Oh, Mr. Holden. He was nice. You knew that he wasn't completely perfect, but he always seemed to try so hard for the sake of others. Your thoughts were quickly interrupted by a shout. There you are! You shared a confused look with Cove. As one, both of you stepped through the open door onto the neighborhood street. Oh, this must be the new person. It didn't take long to locate the source of the noise. You spotted Derek. Just a few yards down the road, he ran up to you. I would not be displeased. You were confused at the sight of him? You were happy at the sight of him? I would say I was confused. You hadn't expected to see Derek today, though you never really knew when he appeared. Oh, okay. After stopping a couple of steps away, Derek hunched over to catch his breath. Poor guy. Ooh, great eyes. Okay. Then he looked up with a wide grin. Hey, guy and gal. Oh, that's right. They did say that he was sort of on the short side. So I must be... I'm covering faces again. No! Okay, there we go. They always had the tallest character on the right. So I must be where that window is. That's just above his head. Somewhere around that height. In between those two. I was just at your house, Cove, but no one was there. I'm glad you didn't go too far. Derek turned to you. He was going to say more when his eyes widened and he gasped. What's that? You followed his gaze, unsure. Then you realized what he meant. You were still holding Mr. Holden. You were still holding Mr. Holden's gift of this episode. Oh, it's kind of like a bouquet of flowers, but it's made of fruit. Nice. Can I have some? Oh, it is the gift for the family. Sure, we could share. Derek grew more excited by your friends. By your words. Friends! Bouncing on the balls of his feet. Awesome! Then he nodded his head as if to clear it. Alright, that's right. I can't say anything right. Anyway, that's right. I came here because I needed to say something big. A pause, possibly for effect. There's some other kid here in Sunset Bird. Cove was surprised as you were by the news. Such a reaction made sense. No one around your age had moved here since Cove did 5 years ago. Were they with their family? Maybe they were cutting through. Uh-uh. The new kid was all by himself, just walking. Did you talk to him? Nope. I came to report the sighting right away. The kid had green hair, glasses, was pretty small, and seemed really upset about something. I hope he didn't leave. Uh-oh. You blinked slowly. You looked over to your longtime neighbor. That sounds a lot like you, Cove. When you first got here, anyway. It kinda does, doesn't it? That's weird. He sounded almost fond, a small smile playing on his lips. Maybe we could help correct some things. Derek snickered good-naturedly. I can see that really well, now that you say so. But what do you say? Let's go find Cove's look-alike. We should all meet him. I'll do it. Sure. I want to see who this person is. Derek grinned, then he pointed down the street the way he came. Last I saw him, the mysterious visitor was going this direction. Nothing else needed to be said. The three of you were off with Derek leading the way. Derek brought you to the beach. As a trio, you made your way down the shore to the old playground. Is this Shiloh? This must be Shiloh. You walked the familiar path in a comfortable silence. When you were almost there, you spotted the kid in question. His bright colors almost shone like a beacon beneath the rays of the sun. He scruffled around, kicking up the sand as he paced. It was true. He certainly seemed upset, but you didn't think he was sad like you had originally pictured. No, his erratic movements and scrunch up his expression, he came off angry. You became uncomfortable at the idea of talking to the stranger now. You don't want to bother him if he was in such a bad mood. Derek didn't feel the same. He waved wildly, calling out to the boy. Hey, guy, over here. Whoa, this is different. Maybe it's not Shiloh. Or is it? He doesn't have the freckles. Sort of have the eyes. The kid whipped around, an impressive scowl carving deeper into his face. His eyes were tired, but a strong hostile energy still radiated from him.
What?
What? What is it? What do you want? The sharp tone made Derek flinch. He shifted on his feet. What's your name? Jeremy. Wasn't that it? No, I'm Derek. That's Cypher. And Cove. We were just walking around and saw you. We wanted to say hi. There weren't a lot of kids our age in the neighborhood. Yeah, so, it's cool to see someone else here. Strangely, Jeremy grew furious by your response. If steam could erupt from a person's ears, it would have happened then. They did bring me somewhere stupid, of course. I knew it. What?
My parents.
My parents. They're the ones who brought me here. Didn't walk into this town. Can you not figure that out on your own? Right. My dad brings me to the Sunset Bird too, and he has to come for work and all that stuff. It's not that bad. That earned him a glare from Jeremy. Derek winced beneath it, glancing away. It was a struggle to remain friendly with this Jeremy guy. I mean, I wouldn't want to come here for a real vacation probably either. That's an understatement. This doesn't count as a vacation. It's a waste of time. A chore. My parents' family's nearby. We just had to come see them. Ugh.
Um,
If they are parents' family, doesn't that make them your family too?
I guess.
I guess. Something is eating him. Something is eating this dude. And we're gonna have to piece this out and help him somehow. I feel like this is gonna be another quest we have to do. That's a pretty good reason to come by. Do you want to go somewhere else? No. Jeremy crossed his arms with a huff. He turned away. They should have gone by themselves since they cared so much and left me home, but I'm not allowed to be by myself. Phew. It makes no sense. They're the ones who don't know how to do anything, and I'm the kid. Okay. I'm gonna have to fit in something. I'm not gonna stay quiet. I'm not gonna say this. It's an understandable reaction, but you don't want to antagonize him. We are not going to go there. I'm not going to go there because I don't know his parents. Sometimes saying calm down doesn't always work, but it might. Sorry, it must suck being forced to do something you don't want. To calm down, you don't have to yell so much. I'm going to say this because that's a little bit of telling him what to do. I think what it is that he wants to be independent. He's ready to be independent and do his own things and all that. And they're not treating him like a teenager, they're still treating him like a kid. But the way he's acting reinforces that mindset. This is the weird hump that everyone has to get over. So I'm going to be more empathetic. See that happens. As if that does anything, you turn to Cove, lowering your voice. The two of you aren't that similar at all. Jeremy must have had good hearing, though, because he caught the private exchange and scoffed.
Stupid.
Of course we're not similar. My eyebrows aren't stupid. He crossed the line. Cove's cheeks flushed crimson at the insult. You couldn't be sure if it was out of embarrassment or anger, maybe both. Come on. I will defend him. No way. Cove's wavy eyebrows are cool. I'm not going to insult him back. They're really unique and special would be a good way. You can't treat people like that. I tend to go with this route. When I was younger, Cove smiled weakly. Now I know why you thought we had anything in common. You must be blind. I could roll my eyes, cross my hands over my chest. I shook my head, pat Cove on the shoulder, lunged towards Jeremy. You grinned at all this? See, this is like I'm creating an antagonistic force to force you to fight. He's looking for a fight. I would not smile at this. I would not go that far unless he's talking smack about my parents. I almost punched someone because of that, but I didn't land the punch. You pet a Cove on the shoulder. You shook your head. I'm half tempted to go this way. Either rolled my eyes or shook my head. Yeah, I rolled my eyes. Let's go with that. This is all new to me. We finally caught up where we're beyond my original playthrough and we're going into a new thing. So now this is all new to me and new to you. So we're gonna go through this together. He's very crappy. He's looking for a fight to prove himself to be an adult, and he's putting people down to make himself feel superior because he doesn't feel superior. And that's a crappy way of going in life. I'm sorry. You don't do that to others. His behavior was unbelievably childish. You bet this is what Elizabeth imagines she's dealing with whenever you do anything. But with Jeremy, he really is like a kid. Wow, what is wrong with you? Instead of taking offense, Jeremy only parroted Derek's words in a nasally voice.
Wow, what is wrong with you?
Wow, what is wrong with you? Wow, wow. Yeah, he's actually acting childish. This is dumb. Jeremy stuck out his tongue and skulked away, throwing more sand everywhere as he went. Watched him go, hunched over, until he became a speck in your vision. Yeah, go on. Just because you're miserable doesn't mean you make other people miserable. Douche. Silence reigned in his wake. The three of you tried to process what just happened. Can't believe it. What a mean kid. Derek was kidding. And by the sound of those earlier complaints, the new boy Jeremy was going to be in the area for at least a little while this summer. That's a problem. Derek sighed in dismay, flopping onto the ground. You followed, and Cove did too, shortly after. There wasn't much else to do.
This sucks.
Sucks. I was hoping we could meet someone fun, hang out maybe. He shook his head. After a moment, he slowly turned to you with a hopeful expression. But, you know what really improved the day? What? He didn't respond. Instead, he used a hand to point, right at the fruit arrangement you were still holding. You completely forgotten it during the mini drama that unfolded. You have gotten used to the wait. Glancing over to Cove, you noticed he was eyeing the fruit. He must want some too. Everyone share! Why not? Let's eat. Ah, everyone's happy. The wonderful gift is the gift of sharing among friends. I'm sure my family doesn't mind. In fact, the way they were acting, they really wanted Cove to give me a gift, and I do whatever I want with it. But no, Cove gets to relish in the same gift too, so this is wonderful. Derek perked up immediately at your words. He reached out for a skewer, hesitating slightly once he was inches away. Are you sure? You nodded. With an eager grin, he plucked out a prime row of fruits. Poe grabbed one for himself after him. Only you were without a skewer of your own. I think I took a grape skewer? Oh, which one do I like? Oh man, that's hard. Pineapple, strawberry, melon, ooh, choices. I've been having a lot of pineapple lately. And strawberries are really hard to come by. The strawberry was bright red and beckoning you. It was the obvious first choice. And usually those strawberries in edibles are dipped in chocolate. Derek ate a pineapple skewer enthusiastically, finishing it within moments. This is amazing. It's not different than any other normal fruit. It's kind of worse. These have been out in the open with their skins off for a while. Sheesh. Hey, you two remember the Land Before Time? That fruit thing makes me think of it. The dinosaurs are all like the leaves that were shaped like trees or stars. Yeah, tree stars. Yeah, chopping leaves looked so delicious when they did it. And there was that scene with the pretty trees, and all the dinosaurs came in and picked everything off of them until there was nothing. That's us right now. Awesome. Oh, Derek is cool. I love that movie. Eating leaves looks good. Should I worry about you? Do you think things taste better when they're shaped like stars? Oh. He snickered. Not everything, but it probably helps. The three of you continued like this for the next few minutes. Eventually, the display was barren. It looked weird when devoid of fruit. Oh no, did I accidentally insulted him? Oh no, I didn't want that. Hey, we weren't supposed to eat all of it. It did help make you feel better. Eating it all hadn't really made you feel better. What am I supposed to do? Oh. Hey, we weren't supposed to eat all of it. Whoopsie. Really? You couldn't stop yourself from sighing at the boys. You just wanted to eat some and have a nice time. Now you're probably going to get in trouble. Only accept it though. Pope stood up unannounced, dusting up sand off of his clothes with one hand. You saw a flash of a scar in the inside of his arm as he did. I'm gonna go. Okay, bye, dude. Bye. You watch as he walked off towards some other place that wasn't here, his gait unhurried. You weren't annoyed or upset by his sudden exit. That was how Cove was. Only stick around as long as he saw fit. Just like the wind. Derek let out a deep breath and leaned back on his arms. His head rolled up. His head. Yeah, it rolled off his shoulders. Okay. His head rolled until his gaze met yours. So, are you ready for summer break? Are you? Well, it feels like there is a lot to plan for. Oh, he's a planer? Before you could say anything else, the light atmosphere was shattered. Hey, Cypher! You glance over your shoulder to see your sister. She strode closer and closer, peering none to please. Oh, she wanted some of that fruit! I've been looking all over for you. Mom said you and Cove ran off with the thing Mr. Holden brought for us. She leered over you with arms folded. So, where is it? It's gone? What do you mean, gone? You moved over to the side to face her completely. She zeroed in on the bouquet in your hands, which is now populated excessively with skewers, dripped in juice, and tiny flecks of leftover fruit pieces. Her mouth dropped open and the tone of hers rose. Seriously, Cypher? What were you thinking? It was supposed to be for all of us at home. I could say sorry, which I would. Well, the morning's been kind of a disaster. Not I'm hungry. I wouldn't lie. So I would say sorry. Sorry, Elizabeth. Elizabeth narrowed her eyes, not at all placated. Oh no, I think I hear the Mean King coming back. We better get out of here. Elizabeth blinked, confused, and looked around. What kid? I don't see anyone. Derek didn't bother explaining. He just launched to his feet and ran off. You turned to watch Elizabeth. She stared back, brow raised. You stayed. You didn't make a break for it. Instead, you carefully got out from the sand, bouquet still in hand. Once you straightened up, Elizabeth smiled affectionately over at you. Come on, fugitive. You nodded, then gazed at the empty bouquet. How would you explain what happened? You know, you could tell them those boys ate it all. They bailed, so they don't get to tell the story. Moms would never need to find out. Really? She bumped you on your shoulder, winking cheekily. What is this family for? You left together, making your way home side by side. She's awesome. She's like the best sister ever. She can be scary, but she's awesome. I like her. Later that night, you found yourself seated near the kitchen counter. When you and Elizabeth had returned earlier with a empty bouquet, Mom was bummed she didn't get anything. Ma consoled her with a promise to make her a fruit flower of her own later. Oh, those two are so cute. Elizabeth said nothing about how it came to be empty, and the event was dropped without a question. Nice. You think they were just happy you and your sister seemed to be in good moods. That was a while ago now. Uh-oh. Your fingers strum on the surface as you waited, your gaze trained on the phone. You were waiting on a call tonight, specifically from your cousin, Leandra. You didn't want to miss it accidentally. Your uncle, aunt, and Lee used to live many hours away. Your families only saw each other a few times a year for big occasions. A while back, though, they moved and were closer to you than ever before. You now hung out regularly. I never had that experience. All of my cousins are out there now in the Midwest. Oh, it's wonderful that this character's cousins were able to be closer. With school being out, you're positive she's gonna want to come over a lot. Two of you were the same age and got along well. She used to be really fond of Lizzie, Elizabeth too, but now that your sister has become allergic to interacting with her own family, it tended to be just you and Lee who spent time together. She was your only friend who was a girl? Being family help make you close, but you had a lot of girlfriends? Ooh, this is tough. I'm trying to remember between middle school and high school that summer. I had a good mix. I had a good mix of female and male friends back then. Um, there was less of us gals than the guys, I should say. I think there was only two of us, besides me, and there was like double the boys. So no, she's not the only girl. I had a couple of others. So I would say this. You often gravitated toward other girls and befriended them pretty easily. Oh no! No, that's not it! I don't befriend girls very well. I befriend boys better than girls. That's not what I meant. You also had a ton of non-girlfriends. Yeah, I had a ton. What kind of gender someone was didn't seem to make any difference with who you got along with. True. Then the shrill ringtone announced an incoming call. You jumped, before grabbing the receiver and pressing it to your ear. Player resident Cypher speaking. You were greeted by a distorted, high-pitched giggle. Oh, okay. Oh, she looks like Ariel. Oh, she's cute. Why do you sound so weird? Mom answers the phone like that sometimes. It's supposed to be polite. You should go with hi. That was something a robot would say. There was static on the end, as if Lee was shifting wherever she was. So, can you believe school's actually over? I thought it would never be done. Now we don't have to do any of those boring stuff and we could hang out whenever we want. Speaking of hanging out, Lee, can you wait for a second? Let me just head to my room. Oh yeah! You got up from your seat at the counter. Luckily the phone was wireless, so you didn't have to worry about any cords tying you down. Oh man. This game is my whole childhood. We actually had a small phone stand like that, and it's still in the house to this very day. We all had to share that phone for a while until we actually had our own cell phones. Which I didn't get this cell phone until sometime in high school, if I remember right. Your mom's had a rule about not moving the phone unless a call was in progress, which was why you've been sat by its cradle waiting for Lee to call. You didn't like it, but it had to be that way. Yeah. You weren't the only person here. If anyone would take the phone anywhere at any time, it would be an even bigger hassle. True. You could easily imagine the receiver having a new forever home in Elizabeth's locked room. Or mine. But now that Lee had called, it was okay for you to go upstairs to your bedroom and talk to her. made your way up the stairs, smiling. After you had arrived, you shut the bedroom door firmly behind you. You took a seat on your bed. All right, I'm here. Cool. Hey, did you know the girl down the street from me has her own phone now? A cell phone. She doesn't have to wait for someone else to stop using it or anything. Wow, really? The thought of someone having a phone that was all their own seemed unbelievable to you. Oh, geez, how much time had passed? Right? I wish I had one too, but my parents said I couldn't get my own phone until I'm more grown up. I wish they changed their mind. We could call each other every single day. No one would be able to tell us to stop. How great would that be? Really great. We could even stay up late talking about whatever we want. Lee sighed thoughtfully into the receiver. At least they said I could have it someday. I can't wait. She sighed dramatically. I bet I'm not gonna get one until I'm all the way in college. That was a concern of mine when I was growing up. During the whole high school year, seeing the little tiny flip phones coming out and all that, me and my friends were making constructive arguments and trying to persuade our parents to let us have our own cell phones. And the thing we used more often is what if an emergency happens and I can't get to a line? How am I going to call 911? That was the top um, argument that we all had used on our parents in order to get our own phones. And it does happen. Once in a while, and an emergency had occurred, we're able to have our own phones and whip it out and call. And that was awesome. We're able to help immediately. But now phones are quite different than what is back then. Back then, you had a calculator option and just a phone listing, a contact list, but there's no games, there's no touch screen. It was just a metal button phone. So, yeah, right now, with the technology the way it is, I would hesitate giving any of my kids this kind of phone. But I don't know. Maybe the technology would change again when I have kids. Squeezing the phone between your shoulder and ear, you puffed up your pillows and make yourself more comfy. It was strange to think of a time when normal school would be over and you have to choose whether or not to go to college. School was such a big part of your life right now. Study doesn't come easily to you? No, I was pretty good at it. You work about as hard as most people and got pretty average results? No, no. Oh, geez. You worked hard for your excellent grades. I always struggled. I always struggled and I worked very hard. I never get A pluses. Well, okay. I got A pluses on some assignments, but not all of them. English was probably the most difficult thing I ever had to experience throughout my K to 12 school years, which is surprising. What with what I'm doing right now. Every A plus you brought home was a result of concentration and diligence. You hoped that you would be able to keep it up through high school. You felt a lot of pressure to maintain the high grades you had last year. I didn't felt the pressure until high school. You hoped to do just as well this year, but it wouldn't be a big deal if they drop some. You were confident your grades will remain great. I was really confident in my study skills back then. You could definitely keep the streak going. Yeah, you tried to sound engaged, but your mind had decided to go back to school despite this season. Lee knew you too well to be fooled. You sound so spacey. What's up? Just thinking about school. Lee groaned. Do you think about how we don't have to think about it because it's summer? That's what I'm doing. Let's make a petition for more summer vacation. So awful, I hate going. Come on, it's too scary not to think about it. Oh, geez, these choices. It's so awful, I hate going. No, no, I will go with that. No matter how much you wanted to enjoy your free time, the creeping dread of knowing it would come to an end was always there beside you. I get what you mean. Though I guess school isn't all the way bad. You could do some good things there. And just do more when school's out. Learning new things would be cool. Gym is pretty great though. The easiest way to hang out with people not in the neighborhood. Cafeteria lunches at my school could be better than they had any right to be. Uh, oh geez. Learning new things could be cool. I'm not gonna get into cafeteria. That's a lot of stuff to unload. Just wish everyone did okay with how they taught the things, not just some
Me
people.
too.
Me too. Oh, I could do more. Cafeteria lunches at my school could be better than they had any right to be. Lucky, mine's boring. Gym was pretty good. There's all sorts of sports stuff during gym. Yeah, it can be fun sometimes. But that was all. I don't really hang out with other people, not very easily. And that's pretty much everything that's good about school. Yeah, point taken. Now I decree the topic of school officially closed. We have to talk about this summer first before we start plotting the rest of our lives. I got some plans already. What is it about me dealing with planners? Like, I'm gonna visit my cousins. You chuckled, of course. What's something you want to do? The first thing that comes to your head. Oh, jeez. There's so much. When I was in middle school, art was still a big thing for me. Um, it didn't really die off until later in high school, which I know that may be sad for some people, but it happens. You know, certain passions are replaced by new set of passions. I also did this and this. Oh, geez. This art. Can't wait to try them out. I can't wait to see what you make. You lean back in your bed, settling in as you continue chatting with your friend. Even though it hadn't been that long since you saw her and you'd be seeing her soon, we found plenty to talk about. For one, the events of the day. You sat up straighter. I was with Cove and Derek today and we met a new kid. Like, at your neighborhood? You know what? What if he's like a cousin to my cousin? Oh no! What if Jeremy is part of my family? I didn't think of that. Oh, I didn't think of that. Oh no. No, this is horrible. His parents were visiting family, so it sounds like he'll be around for a little while. I don't know how long. Oh, this is me. What was he like? Me. He kept snapping when we're all trying to do was talk to him. He just kept being rude to everyone. But especially Cove. Huh. I don't think I want to meet him. You want a boy to stay away before even meeting him? That's an unexpected twist. Your cousin was pretty popular with the boys who knew her. She seemed happy enough to have them around until they started to annoy her. Oh, she's the belle of the ball. Who are you to talk? Cove and Derek are always around. They're both boys, you know. That's not the same. They're not always around. I could do that. I am not the one to invite them. They show up on their own. That's true. Good with that. Lee laughed at your denial, deeply amused. You shut your eyes tightly, feeling embarrassed about her reaction. There's a stopping noise approaching your room, heralding the arrival of your irritated older sister. She flung the door open, a frown etched on her face. The little event from earlier hadn't gotten you any good, well, this time, it seemed. How long are you gonna hog the phone? Oh, yeah. If it's been an hour, I will have to hand this off. Glancing at your watch, you realize that your quick call had gone on much longer than anticipated. Elizabeth held out her hand, the other one lodged on her hip. She noticed the realization on your face. Time's up. Gotta go, I'll see you soon, okay? With a sigh, you said your goodbyes to Lee. Sorry for being long, I'm still using it. No, get out of my room. I'm not gonna do that, because I know I'm gonna lose. I would be irritated, I guess. Gotta go. I see you soon, okay? Okay, see you. Tell Elizabeth your mom said hi too. Vera pressed the end call button and Elizabeth whisked the handset from your fingers and began dialing someone new as she strode off the room. Mom's voice called them downstairs. Hey, has anyone seen the phone? I'm using it. With that, she shut your door behind you. Silence was left in the wake. That was one way to end your first day of summer break. And we're going to stop here for our episode. If you like this, please go ahead and give me a like. Let me know in the comments what you think about our first summer as a preteen. And I'll see you next time, next Friday,